Hello, Royals! Today is gonna be exciting. Today is probably the biggest day of my Pixie Dusted career so far. Today is finally the day that my company hosts an event at a local mall. Isabella and Mirabel are going to be there doing crafts with kids. We definitely have high expectations. I do have to get going now, but I want to show you my fairy godmother glitter. That's something that we incorporated, and I am just madly in love with it. So let's go, and I'll see you at the mall.
Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you...
That was the most stressful event of my career. Yeah. Oh my gosh, where do I even begin? So first of all, we get there and there's just like 2 blank tables in the center of the mall. And I called the marketing department and they said like, yeah, cool, like just, you know, start setting up. We set up really fast and there were about 7 kids. We literally turned around and there were like 17. I went back to the car, brought the sound system back, and like those 17 had multiplied. Like kids just continued to multiply in. And when they got there, like you saw the video, like that small clip of them arriving, oh my gosh, like that was so many kids. In total, we saw 57 children. They did 45 crafts and we saw 57 children and counting. Definitely dealing with parents, I think it's the worst part about our job because, you know, parents go to Disney World and they don't care to do a 1-hour line to see Mickey, but they come here and they get pissed if they have to make a line. And it was me and my best friend, you saw him, as a staff, and we were just constantly just wobbling from side to side. And, you know, either we were controlling the line or looking at the characters or just keeping everything in check. Like, I swear we got to the point where like parents were hoarding the tables where the, oh my gosh, the crafts were with the kids, because they're like, you know, oh little Timmy, a picture, a picture, a picture. And we literally had to just like scream at parents like, we need you to clear the area. Like we had to clear Isabella's table especially. Isabella was really popular today and we had to clear her table like twice to give her like a little bit of a breather in between rounds, because there were like 6 kids per table. It was like, you know, 6 in Isabella's table, 6 in Mirabel's. Once 1 kid left, we filled that spot in to try to get the line through. But I swear I looked at that line countless of times and I thought that line was just never going to end. It was endless, and my girls did so great. Like, my performers did amazing. They handled everything wonderfully. They were keeping the workflow. They were in character. They loved it. The general like supervisor for the mall, he told us that he absolutely loved it and that he wants to do it again. And the marketing department associate that I had always been in contact with, she was absolutely great, and she said she loved it. Everybody loved it. Parents loved it. There's always one parent who wants to complain, and there's always like parents who are aggressive, because we did get aggressive like parents. There was this mom, because like the kids finished their craft and they got in line again to just take the picture with both characters and leave, and she was like, oh, but I have to get in line again to take a picture even though I just did that line. I was like, ma'am, just like everybody else in that line, you have to wait in line too if you want to picture with them. You don't have to take a picture if you want, you can just leave. And she literally shut up, and I swear to God, she wasn't in line for more than 2 minutes. That we had a parent try to steal a craft, okay? Like, try to steal a craft. Was that Meg? I think it was. It was my best friend who saw her. She was like hoarding the tables, because the mistake that, the only mistake that we saw was that the area was not secluded. They didn't have like little poles to seclude the area. And, you know, my best friend and I, we were just constantly rotating around the area to just try and maintain the area as organized as possible. And that man, like, she literally grabbed a Ziploc with one of the crafts and she was about to leave, and my best friend stopped her and he was like, "Ma'am, that is not for you to take. There are people in that line and this is an event, like, first come, first serve only. Put that craft back." And she literally had to put it back and left. But oh my goodness, parents are just the most annoying, because kids were absolutely great, and again, my performers were absolutely great. It was such a rewarding experience to see my banner with my company's name on it in the middle of a mall that I always wanted to get, because ever since I started my company, I wanted to work specifically for this mall, and I got it. And it was so rewarding to see that. It was so rewarding to see the promos around the mall and to just see them there. It was absolutely breathtaking. We do have another event on July 2nd with the heroes, so I will definitely see you there. But I definitely do want to say that I feel very grateful for the people who have helped me get to where I am today. And I love creating magic. I absolutely love what I do, and thank you so much for supporting the Happy Blonde journey and the Pixie Dusted journey. So I will see you all on July 2nd. Alright, so it's much later. I even forgot I had this footage. I'm outside because it's a beautiful day. We just had Hurricane Fiona just wham us. So it's one of the first few days that the sun is shining bright, so I obviously wanted to take advantage of that and kind of share with you in this portion of the video my feedback and opinion about working with a local mall. For me, it was a very rewarding and neutral experience at the same time, and I'm gonna explain why. So obviously it was rewarding because I've been going to that mall, like I mentioned, since I was a little girl, and reaching that milestone, you know, saying that I was going to work with them and then eventually doing so and doing such a wonderful job is obviously rewarding. It was also rewarding to see how little expectations they kind of had of us because of the experience that they've had with other companies. And for us to surpass that expectation was wonderful. At the end of the day, in the first event, which was the Madrigal Sisters, it was absolutely bonkers because kids were crazy about them. Like, you saw the clip of them just entering, like all the kids screaming. I can't get over that clip. And they saw 57 children, and then on their way out to the door, there were 3 more, so there were a total of 60 kids in a span of 1 hour. And there were like 40 crafts. I added 5 just as an extra because I obviously make extra just in case, and I did need them, so that was good, and my girls did wonderful. The second time around, which was with Spider-Man and Batman, I didn't film as much. It was a very rainy day. Like, the day was absolutely horrible. Like, there were like bits and pieces of floods here and there. And obviously, I was working in association with my best friend's hero company, which transitioned into being a solo performer, which is Multi-Universe. He was Spider-Man that day, and the marketing chief was actually there. It wasn't her assistant, and she approached us and she was like, "Hey, like, maybe this is going to be like a short event, or maybe kids are not gonna come, so, you know, like, it's okay if you have low expectations." And we don't see that many kids, and still in the end we managed to attract 45 children, which was incredible for the horrible weather that we were having, and the kids did have a blast. Both events were extremely successful, and then the marketing chiefs, she came over and she was like, oh my goodness, like how many kids did you see? And we were like 45. And she was like, wait, 45? Like you managed to attract 45 kids in this horrible weather? So she couldn't even believe it, and that was great because, you know, we proved our quality and our services. You know, we proved that our magic is different and unique, and that again feels very, very rewarding. Now, the part that was neutral is, first of all, what we mentioned about the ropes not being there, you know, that's supposed to be like the mall's job because it's supposed to be a secluded area, so that we can control kids and parents better. And if you're working with a mall, please ask for those little rope partitions and dividers, because you are gonna need them. People can easily just become a mess, and it's so much better whenever you have that divider in there to, like, you know, give you a better workflow. And in the second event, we asked for them and they were still not there. So it wasn't as bonkers because of, you know, the weather and stuff, but you need to be very careful because it can apply to parents. Like in the first event, we had parents, you know, we had a parent almost steal a craft, and we had parents coming from all directions and telling them like, no, you need to go make that line, was a little bit off for them. But in the second event, we really needed those partitions because there was this lady sitting at the fountain that was obviously behind the area that we were. And we approached and we started setting up, and, you know, 15 minutes before, I told my best friend Dali, she was my staff that day, I told her, can you speak to the lady that, you know, we're going to have an event and we're going to begin and blah, 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 while I go get the heroes under the rain. And she spoke to the lady, and the lady was so rude. She moved, and a minute later, she came right back. And my best friend went over again, and she was like, I don't see anybody. And my best friend was like, well, you know, we're starting, and we can get the mall executives to tell you that we are actually going to be starting, so it's your choice. And she continued to be rude, and at the end of the day, the heroes were the ones who, like, kind of, like, shoved her to the side because they just came and the kids started swarming everybody, and she didn't even have a kid, so why was she there? I honestly don't know. People are really rude and really mean. It was also neutral because, you know, I don't know, like, you know that feeling about when you have a dream and you fulfill the dream and, you know, the dream wasn't all you hyped the dream up to be? Well, I feel like that's what happened with the mall. Don't get me wrong, I'm really grateful that I got that opportunity, and it looks great on the company's media kit now to say that we worked with them. And, you know, we still have the doors open to do more events, but little fly. I don't know, I was expecting something so grand, and the thing is that lately I haven't talked about it on, you know, my channel per se, but I've been really depressed ever since I came back from Disney World in terms of my job, because people here in this island, they don't really appreciate high quality entertainment. You know, they're still in the I want cheap entertainment, the more characters the better. It doesn't matter if, like, the costumes are cheap, or it doesn't matter if the characters don't even look like the characters. If it's cheap or if it's what everybody else wants, that's what I want. And it's been really hard trying to educate our clientele and, you know, trying to shift to the mindset that quality over quantity and, you know, character integrity is important and all those details in magic. And I've tried multiple times to do events, and I even market them for people here, and they don't book because people are not open to it. So yeah, it has been really hard to educate my clientele, and it has been even harder because ever since we came back from Disney World, you know, when this slight depression started, slight to mild to frustrating depression started, other companies have copied us a lot more, and that is really starting to get to me. Copy in the sense of, like, everything, like what we post, what we do, even our company mission. We have a company who copied our company mission, and I know someone from that company, and, you know, I thought we were, like, not friends, but, you know, at least in good terms, and they went ahead and copied, like, my entire company mission, just changing out a few words. And the other day we posted a Tinkerbell picture, and an hour later, literally, they posted a Tinkerbell picture, and we posted an Ariel picture a couple days later, and 45 minutes later they posted an Ariel picture. So it's definitely been a lot, and I've been dealing with all of it, but, you know, hopefully I I get to expand and move to the States. I've been trying to move to the States for years, and hopefully next year is the year that I get to do that, and I can start making even more events and all that fun stuff and jazz. But I rambled enough. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly hope that it was educational and you at least saw what it was like for me to work with a local mom. For anybody who was wondering, I did start this process in November of the year before, and this occurred during the summer of this year. So, you know, it took months of preparation, and it took really just a lot of planning and just having your proposal set and ready. So if you're going to pitch to a mall, my highest recommendation is to have that proposal done so that when you call them and they say, hey, can you email the proposal, not more than an hour span passes and they actually get to look at it and obviously follow up to them. So again, thank you so much for watching. Happy Blonde signing off, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!